Welcome to another edition of Family Chats.
Welcome
back.
Welcome to season 2, everybody.
Season 2 of
We
Family
took
Chats.
about 2 months off. It's well needed, well rested. Lots of stuff happened.
Yes, a lot of stuff happened. I hope you guys had a great summer. We've had a good time off. The time is flying and football's about to start. Again, my name is Freddie Rivera. I'm the dad here on the show. My boy Joe. Say what's up to the...
What's up, everybody? What's up, Facebook
Excited
Live?
to be
What's
back.
up, YouTube? We're excited to be back. We're excited to get back into this grind. Every week podcasting. We're ready. We're ready to get back into it.
Appreciate all you guys on Facebook jumping in, being a part of the family. This is an interactive show, so it's not just about us. It's about you guys, and we're going to get started with... That's ridiculous what happened there. Yeah, they probably got a turnover chain to mock the Miami. That's for sure.
All right.
Here we go. What are we doing now?
Let's go into the MLB because
Baseball.
we only have so much time here.
Yeah,
We're already
that's
30,
true.
40 minutes in.
Any of you guys
Let's
in
go
the
through
baseball, we're
quickly.
going to talk about baseball.
Let's go through quickly. We have a lot to talk about. MLB's coming. It's coming to an end. The postseason's coming. Division races are getting hot. You got the Dodgers just beating the Arizona Diamondbacks, so they go to first place. 2 walk-offs in, 3 days?
In 3 days playing in Arizona.
3 comebacks every day. Hurts them bad. We got a hot NL Cy Young race. You got DeGrom with 8 wins with the lowest ERA in the MLB.
Yep, that's a
Don't
great
know
topic of conversation.
If that's gonna, you have the August deadline. You have teams making moves here towards the end.
Yep,
You don't
Yankees
know.
getting McCutcheon.
Yankees getting McCutcheon, Indians getting Donaldson. Where do you want to start with that?
Well, let's, I think what we
No, let's start with this. Who at this point do we think has the best chance to win the championship right now?
I still think it's the Astros because of their pitching.
The Astros, even though they've been losing to the Angels, they can't even beat the Angels.
Astros because of their pitching depth and their experience in the playoffs. They won last year. They have the pitching. They have the team. They're getting healthy. Correa's coming back.
Altuve's finally
healthy again.
You got Springer healthy finally.
They're still the toughest team. If they're healthy going into the playoffs, they're going to be the toughest team.
And I think now that they have everybody kind of healthy and getting at this point in the year, now that it's over, it's like now that all that is done, they're still in second, third, first place in that division. I think they're
They're
first.
still in first. They're still in first.
But that division's tough right now. You got the Athletics, you got the Mariners, you got the Angels, who's giving them a run for their money. So
yes,
it's gonna be tough. I'm not a big fan of the Astros right now.
Who do you think if you're talking championship? Do you like what the Dodgers are doing? Do they have enough?
I mean, honestly, I'd hate to say
Cubs?
this. I hate to
Cubs
say
are
this.
playing well. The Dodgers are
But
playing
right
well.
now, the Red Sox. I don't want to say anything about it, but the Red Sox haven't. They've had no dips this year to where you're like. They've had no
they
like
lost
big.
three games in a row.
Yeah, they lost 3 games in a row. It's like, oh wow, they're going downhill.
Whoop-de-doo,
That's it. That's all they've had. You have them, who I think has probably the best chance in the American League. The Cubs right now in the National League are doing the biggest for me. Improving with Daniel Murphy after the deadline.
Great pickup.
Amazing pickup. He's hitting bombs left and right.
Yeah.
I like what the Cubs are doing. I think that their lineup is starting to become scary with Bryant coming back healthy.
Yeah.
You got Rizzo starting to heat up a little bit. You got Murphy hitting great.
You
got Baez having an MVP season. That lineup's looking scary. I like the Cubs and I like the Red Sox right now in both divisions. Don't sleep on the Yankees though. They're still going to get in there, and that 5-game series, if we have the wild card,
if the Yankees
they're
have
going
to
to play
win
each
the wild
other.
card.
They're going to play each other.
Who will they pitch? The question mark is going to be will they pitch Severino in that wild card game or not?
I like right now. I like Hap. I like Hap right now because Hap is looking unbeatable right now with the Yankees. He's won every game he's played.
Hap? No, he lost the last game. The last game he lost, but
but other than that, he's pitching great.
Yeah, he is.
And it's gonna come down to whoever's pitching the best. And I think that's not what Boone's gonna do. I think Boone's gonna pitch Severino, no doubt. But he won the game last year, so that's kind of what you got to think about. So it's going to be tough. So, I mean, it's going to come down to who do we play in the last game.
Yeah, Gabi, you're right. The Cubs are getting healthy. That's your favorite in the NL. Yeah, I mean, they're playing some great ball, but also playing very well. And they slowed down a little this week, but it's the Cardinals. They're starting to make a run. And if they get in, they can obviously be that little sleeper. They got some young pitching. And if you know the Cardinals' history, they just keep bringing in young pitching one at a time. And it's dangerous what the Cardinals have in their farm system. They're amazing how they keep bringing in young pitching, and they just keep performing. So we will see how the Cardinals, if they can get into that wild card game, because right now the Dodgers. But if we talk about who we thought in the beginning of the year was going to be, right, we talked about the Cubs, we talked about the Brewers, we talked about the Dodgers, we talked about the Diamondbacks and the Rockies and that NL division. But the surprise is the Braves and the Phillies in the East, where we thought the Nationals obviously would do something.
Who?
I know you who did you bring up?
I said the Phillies would be in the race. I said the Phillies would get to the wild card game.
You did like the
And right
Phillies.
now, the Brewers and Cardinals are playing well, but I still think the Phillies have a chance
How's
to
it
get in there.
look?
They're
Right
3.5
now,
games out from the wild card.
3.5 games out. So right now the Brewers would be playing
The Cardinals.
the Cardinals in a 1-game playoff. So
In a central,
the
in
Rockies
a central division
is
battle.
a 1.5 game back, and the Diamondbacks are 2 game back. So that's tight. That's going to be a tight race to the finish. But the Dodgers, the way they're starting to play, obviously the Dodgers getting Manny Machado in the trade.
Getting Machado was big at the deadline. But you got to look at these August moves. Indians getting Donaldson, the Yankees getting McCutchen.
Will Donaldson be healthy enough to make a difference?
It's these little moves that you see that they're trying to fuel towards the end.
Yeah,
And
Cleveland's starting to play better too.
They just don't impress me like they did 2 years ago.
Well, I think Cleveland has the pitching, and what I like about Cleveland is I like their hitting.
Even last year, they were the favorites to beat the Yankees.
It's
and
true,
they
but
lost
you
the
got
Yankees.
Lindor, you got Ramirez, you got.
Ramirez has been slumping a little bit.
He's been slumping a little bit, but he's still probably one of the top MVP choices in the league right now. When you look at his year, he's having a heck of a year. Lindor, Ramirez, you end up Darnold.
Now you have Donaldson.
Right?
Now they have one of the best infields.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Cleveland's the real deal. And if they get in the playoffs, they can compete because they also have some decent pitching.
And how about the Rays for the wild card?
How far are they from the
They're
wild
8
card?
games away from the Athletics, but that's 4th. They're the 4th team.
Yeah, the Rays have been.
It's like, I thought
They
the Rays
swept
would be
the Red
terrible.
Sox.
They swept the Red Sox.
They swept the Yankees this year in a 3-game series. The Rays are, they're a tough team that the Yankees and the Red Sox don't want to see anymore. That's just the reality, right? You don't want to see them anymore.
I mean, it's just,
We're sick of them.
honestly,
Sick.
and the Athletics, from having the lowest payroll to start the year, and then coming this team that
The Athletics have been.
they could make the wild card game, and it's looking like they will because they're
Impressive.
5.5 games over the Mariners.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. The Angels are 15 games back. They're basically out of it. I think anybody past the Rays is out of it. So I think the Rays is the last team that has a chance. So, the Orioles this year have been god-awful. It's just,
Yeah, it's just going to come down. Basically, it's going to come down to who the Yankees going to play in the wild card is what it looks like. Will they play Oakland or will they play Seattle? And
I think it's going to be Oakland, to be honest.
Oakland's been an impressive team. They just play well together. They got some young talent there.
It's going to be like the end of Moneyball where they lose.
Yeah, the Yankees will have hopefully home field advantage, and you're just hoping that Severino's ready to go.
If Severino is the choice. Now let's talk about this this NL Cy Young race, because you got Scherzer, who has the most wins.
Yeah.
You have DeGrom, who has the best ERA, and you have Nola, who seems to be the best mix of the both.
Yes.
Because he's like in the middle of ERA, and he's in the middle. Only one win behind Scherzer.
I like.
And he lost today, though, to the Cubs.
Yeah, and he had 11 Ks in 5 2/3 innings
Crazy.
against the Cubs. So Nola's been fantastic down the stretch, man. I'm impressed with what Nola's done. It's actually, some people say Scherzer's involved. I think it's a DeGrom Nola down the stretch.
You don't think Scherzer? He has the
I think
most
Scherzer's-
strikeouts and the most wins, and in the second ERA, the second best ERA.
I know, but Aaron Nola beat him head to head probably 2 starts ago.
It doesn't matter.
It did. That was a big start.
It doesn't matter.
It was a big
Nobody
start.
looks at that.
I do.
Who in the Cy Young race is gonna go? Oh, Nola won the head-to-head.
Well,
so
Nola was the real deal. So I like DeGrom. If DeGrom keeps pitching the way he does, and I don't care if he wins or not. If he keeps giving up one run a game, and his ERA stays under 2, I think DeGrom's going to win it.
with 8 wins right now.
He'll win it because we're in the day and age.
Remember when Felix
Listen,
Hernandez had like
he won
13, 12 wins and he won
He
it?
won it because they looked at it was the same situation. Didn't get run support. Was a top leader in Ks, top in ERA and WHIP, and it didn't come down to wins. Wins didn't matter, and wins doesn't matter nowadays in this baseball.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't matter as much.
DeGrom could have 20 wins.
No,
And
I'm saying for the Cy Young, it doesn't
Scherzer
matter.
could have 20 wins, and DeGrom could not even get out. He couldn't even break double digits. You don't think that matters?
It does. Scherzer having as many wins as he has, it's going to go because people are going to look at run support. They're going to say he's getting over. How do you have under 2 ERA and you're 8-8?
And Scherzer has more Ks.
Yeah, but it's by a little. It's
20 Ks.
There you go.
That's
And ERA, what's
a
the
lot.
difference?
That's a big difference.
Big difference.
0.5.
That's a big difference.
To be
Who's
0.5.
winning in WHIP? Is Scherzer leading in WHIP?
DeGrom has a 0.9. Yeah, Scherzer's better with
Yeah, I think he
0.8.
does.
0.88.
Well, that's close.
I think Scherzer's going to end up winning it.
He could. Nobody's gonna. I don't think many people will argue, but
He has 16 wins. He has the second best ERA. He has the best WHIP. He has the most Ks. I mean, come on. DeGrom has one category.
yeah, that's true. Let's see what Gabi says. If Phillies win division, Nola wins Cy Young.
I don't think that's how it works.
Flavio says the Yankees are not showing killer instinct. It's a concern. Yeah, it's a concern.
It's a
for
concern
all
when
of
you
us.
can't beat the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, when they go 3-4 in a homestand versus the White Sox and the Tigers. Yeah, it's a little concerning.
Because there's teams like the Red Sox out there who actually are.
It's funny how the Yankees just all year they play fantastic against the top teams, and they just seem to play down to some of these, terrible teams. The Orioles don't have a good record against. They don't have a good record against the Rays. They don't have a good record against the White Sox and the Tigers, as you see. We'll see. They got a West Coast trip now going out to Oakland and Seattle to play those top teams, and we'll see how the Yankees play. The Yankees, the last time they went on a road trip, I remember earlier in the year, they went to Seattle. I think it was Seattle, Anaheim, Houston, and Cleveland, and the Yankees showed out. So we'll see how this West Coast trip will be. Barry Wilson wants to know who has the most RBIs in baseball. If I'm going to guess, it's J.D. Martinez. And that's another conversation for you.
The AL
Here you go.
MVP.
You're a Red Sox fan. Who's the AL MVP? Is it Betts or is it J.D. Martinez?
Whoa. I think you're forgetting somebody. Chris Davis has the most home runs. Has the second most RBIs.
Chris Davis is number 4 in this talk.
Number 4.
Ramirez from the Indians.
Betts is hitting. I mean, if you're going off of Betts or Martinez, you're going to say Martinez. He has the most RBIs. He
I
has
go
the second most
Martinez
home
all
runs,
day.
and he has 0.3 away.
And I think-
0.003 away.
And I
from.
think Betts is having a great year. Look, Barry Wilson says Betts, he's a Red Sox fan. Barry, you're lost. Betts is not the MVP. Let me explain why. Betts is not the MVP because Betts is having a great year because J.D. Martinez has allowed Betts to go to the leadoff position and take the pressure off of him having to drive in runs. If you look at Betts last year, he was batting 3rd, and he didn't have such a great year because the pressure of him driving in runs was a little too much. They brought in J.D. Martinez, let Betts go to leadoff. J.D. Martinez has been superb, has been everything you can ask for and more. J.D. Martinez is by far the MVP. Go look at his call, as Joe has said, he is actually in the running for a triple crown.
Yeah, he is.
RBIs, average, and home runs. He can
He's
lead in all
1
three.
home run away from the top, and he's .03 average away from being
It's amazing.
a triple crown winner.
J.D. Martinez.
It's honestly at this point, it's like a no-brainer. But In the National League, that's a better discussion. Who do we have? Is it Matt Carpenter, who all of a sudden wants to hit 30 home runs in 90 games? Or is it somebody else like Javier Baez, who's been kind of consistent all year? Or will it be someone like
Paul
or maybe like Max Scherzer, who's at 16-6?
Scherzer will not be the MVP in the National League.
Well, when I think, this is my thought, when there's no clear winner, like there's nobody hitting 340, there's nobody even in the running that's hitting 320 right now.
Right.
There's nobody with 45 home runs. I think when it's that, a pitcher's gonna sneak into the top 3, and you could put any of those 3 pitchers in there,
You could,
except DeGrom, because the team's not winning.
but you're gonna look at the teams, right? So you're gonna look at the Cubs and the way they're playing, and you're gonna bring Javi Baez in that discussion because the Cubs are having a great year. They're starting to pick it up, and a lot of that is because of Baez. It's not because Rizzo's had a great year or Bryant's had a great year. No one expected this out of Baez. And while those guys, Bryant's been hurt, and Contreras, the catcher, having a down year, Javi Baez has been absolutely superb. And if I'm going to pick an MVP in the National League, it'll probably be Javi Baez right now. And
if I had to pick one right now,
you can choose Goldschmidt too, because Arizona's right there in the running too.
Goldschmidt's not putting up the RBIs. He has the home runs, but doesn't have 90 RBIs yet.
That's
And
true.
the guy with Javier Baez.
Who do you guys think in the National League? National League MVP. Jay Ham, you joined us. You got some discussions about the Braves. What do you think? Is Freeman in this discussion of MVP?
No.
No, he's not in the top of anything?
Freeman's doing all right, but it's just. Am I missing him in the home runs? Where is he?
Yeah, he's not
nowhere to
in the
be
top
found.
runs. There he is down there.
Oh
20?
my God, 20 home runs. He's in 306.
Jay, you say Freeman, he's not.
Yeah, he's not even the Braves MVP. Get on my
Why? Who do you
face.
think the Braves?
Acuna.
Is the Braves
Acuna's a
MVP?
beast.
But he's not the Braves MVP.
Bro, he's the Braves
He's still
MVP.
Freeman. No, he's not.
Bro, are you serious?
Go look at Acuna's numbers. It's not where Freeman's is at.
Bro.
Acuna started. You got to remember, Acuna got hurt, and then he came back and didn't play
Freeman
well.
has 20 home runs, man. Why are you acting like that's so tough?
But Acuna's been doing great once they put
you know
him
what's
in the
20 home
leadoff
runs?
spot.
Miguel Andujar. You know?
See,
Quit acting like
we can talk Rookie of the Year for Andujar.
That's for next week. Let's talk about that next week.
Braves.
Almost out of
Will the
time
Braves
here.
sneak into the playoffs?
The Braves are
JJ?
going to make the playoffs. The Phillies need to catch them to make the playoffs. So only one of those teams is going to make the playoffs.
The Braves or the Phillies. Yankees, let's see. Barry says Yankees 7.5 games back. How close will it be for the last 3 games? What do you think?
I think it's going to end up getting to that point where it's going to be. It
You
could
think
be make
it'll
or
be
break.
3 games going into that? I
Could
don't know,
definitely be.
Barry. The Yankees are.
It's like a 20% possibility it's going to
You
be 3
look
games.
at the Yankees homestand. They played the White Sox 3 games, the Tigers 4 games, and they go 3 and 4.
And this is with the
Can't
Red
happen.
Sox. And this is when the Red Sox aren't even
And the
playing
Red
that
Sox,
great.
yeah, the Red Sox lost today. They had a chance to gain ground.
When they
with
get
it.
shut down by freaking James Shields, it's like
Got
James
me,
Shields can't even shut down.
got me thinking Nola is the MVP. He's carrying the Phillies.
He is.
I like Nola,
He could
but he's not an
definitely-
MVP. I don't
Nola
think
would
any
be
pitcher.
Nola would be a more of an MVP
my-
than both of the pitchers.
My opinion on MVP is no pitcher should ever win the MVP.
Well, you're salty.
I'm just saying.
I didn't like it when Justin Verlander won.
I don't like it. You got 162 games, and pitchers make an impact on 30 to 40 of those games.
That's 30 or 40 wins.
No, they only make an impact. No
But
one's going to win 30
But
or
imagine
40
if the guy
wins.
wins 22 games, 23 games.
Then you have a...
Then you look at wins above replacement, and you're like, okay, this guy has 20 wins.
I don't like it. Keep it as a Cy Young. MVP.
They have their own award. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I mean, yeah. Because you don't play every day. You don't make an impact on everyday games.
But it's like if that guy,
I don't like
it's
it.
basically saying like that guy is the most valuable player in the league.
Gabby,
If he's on a different team, he's the most valuable player on that team.
We talked about
If he's on the
Ramirez.
Phillies, he's the most valuable player on that team.
Yeah.
If he's he's the most valuable player on that team. That's what the award
Hoskins
is.
is more of a valuable player than Nola on that team, though.
You can have your opinion.
Jose Ramirez, yes, we've talked about Ramirez, and he's in the discussion with JD Martinez and Betts. He's slowed down as of lately, but for a period of time, he was right there in the discussion as the top player in the
He's
American
37 home runs.
League. Yeah, he's been impressive. He's got stolen bases. He's doing it all.
He's
So,
only hitting 289 though. Sorry.
That's okay.
29 stolen bases.
His on base
He's gonna
percentage
be
is
30
over 400.
He's gonna be 30.
Average is not where they look at nowadays.
No.
On base percentage is.
I don't know when you got Martinez hitting 40 home runs and 340. Who are you gonna pick?
Yeah, no, you're gonna give the advantage, to
With
Martinez.
10, 15 more RBIs.
Yeah,
Who are you gonna
all
pick?
day. All day. JD Martinez right now is in the lead with Ramirez and Betts on his tail, along with
Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
All right. I think that's good. I think that's good for this week.
And so
Got plenty more to talk about.
we'll talk more about baseball next week. Football starts this Thursday night.
We're excited.
So
We're excited.
college football just started. NFL football is about to start. So
NBA's
next
gonna be
Sunday
here sooner than later. NBA's coming.
we'll have a lot to talk about next Sunday night. AL Cy Young. I think Sale has that. I mean, it might hurt him that he's been on the DL recently, but
No, I like Blake Snell.
Blake Snell from the Rays.
Dudes are going off. There's almost as many wins as Sale.
Yeah,
You got Severino in there.
Ohtani's the real deal. He just needs to get healthy.
Yep. I think that's a good.
So we'll talk more next week. Tune in. Appreciate you guys tuning in this week. In the beginning of season 2, our first
Season
episode
2.
of season 2, and we're excited to get this going. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Have a fantastic week. Jump back on next Sunday night. We'll talk more NFL, more college football, more Major League Baseball, and the NBA is around the corner, along with NHL hockey. But we won't talk hockey much, John, because we don't have many hockey fans that watch. So,
Listen, just check us out. Check it out on YouTube. It should be up on Wednesday. Check us out wherever we put it up. Give us some love. Give us some shares on Facebook.
yeah, share this video on Facebook. There's a
Share
button
with
there
your
that
friends,
says
man.
share.
Share with
Share
your
it.
friends, man.
Let other
Why are you being
people know.
selfish with us?
Yeah, don't be selfish.
Don't be selfish with
We're
us.
not selfish with our show. We make you
Yeah.
guys a part. Share.
Share it. That's all we ask. If you watch, just share it. That's all we ask. All right.
Hey, love you guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a super blessed week. Make it a fantastic week. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace out,
Peace out.
everybody.
YouTube, if you're still here, thank you for watching the whole episode. I don't know if anybody will though. If you did, subscribe to the channel. Why
Please.
not? You just watched the whole episode of us, or you skip to the end. So you might as well just hit the subscribe button. It's just one little click. There's no reason to be selfish about that. Like we just said, we're not selfish. You shouldn't be selfish.
No.
Just hit the subscribe button.
Hit the subscribe button. Join us on our Facebook live interaction
Yes.
every Sunday night. So
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us
Great
on
follow.
Instagram. We're trying to get to 500 followers.
Come on, let's go.
Guess 2,000.
Let's do this.
Guess 2,000 followers.
You can do it.
Thank you for tuning in.
Peace.
Peace.